What if a firm that you're banking all your profits on is making a move that could wipe out everything you've worked for? Top One Funding just dropped a bombshell rule change that is eerily similar to that of the one that brought down FTT, and I'm exposing why this could spell trouble and disaster for all of us as traders and for the industry in its entirety. We're gonna go over every single detail of what's going on with them and what they're not telling you. Let's go. What's going on, guys? I hope you're buckled up and you got yourself a nice drink, because things have just been shaken. Shooketh? They've shaken. The freaking prop industry is definitely shaken right now because Top One has just dropped a bombshell of a retroactive rule change. They rolled out these new rules that is raising huge red flags across the board because, get this, they've been paying out a jaw-dropping 87% of their revenue. 87% of their revenue, gone. That's crazy because, hey, you know what that means? There's probably very little money left in the bank. And if a big payout season comes through, that could spell major trouble. And this is why it's red flags. You would think it sounds great. Oh my God, they paid out so much. But there's the problem. It's not sustainable. And it's starting to look a lot like the warning signs we saw out of FTT back in November of 2024 before it crashed and burned. In this video, I'm breaking down what's going on, why it matters to us as traders, and why it matters to the firm, and everything you need to know to protect yourself. Let's dive into it. As we do, smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit the notification bell. Remember, I stream Wednesdays at 9:15 a.m. as well as I upload these videos. Let's get into it. As we do, remember to check out the links in the description and comment section of this video. Coupon code all caps Jesse, JESSEW. Deepest available discounts at all the top firms like Take Profit Trader with 30% off and zero activation fee right now. Apex has a flash sale going on with 80% off, and there's all sorts of good stuff right down there like My Funded Futures and Traderify. So in a previous video, we went over the fact that Top One was changing some rules, but I went as far as to say that that is how rules changes should be done if there's going to be a rule change. And it was very simple. They said any accounts purchased by X date will be grandfathered into the old rules. I'm sure they sold a lot of accounts during that time frame. Any accounts after that will have to adhere to the new rules. And then the reason for this rule change was because they were bleeding too much money out in payouts, simply put, and they needed to reevaluate things to make sure that the firm stayed healthy long term, which would allow people to make money as traders and then pay the bills, pay their employees, the owners, their affiliates, etc. So that was the purpose of that rule change. Well, right after that rule change, we went over in another video that I posted, they started to do a bonus for affiliates. And I was like, hold on one second, wait a damn minute, because if we're having money problems and we're changing rules so that the firm can keep more money to pay out the traders and, their bills, their overhead, how are we going to be giving bonuses to affiliates as well? That seems odd to me. So I brought attention to that. Fast forward just a handful of days, and yet we have another change. And this one is an ugly one in my opinion because it's retroactive and it's shedding light on them hemorrhaging money. And a firm in this prop space, any business hemorrhaging money is on thin ice, especially a prop firm. And we'll read the email together. We want to give visibility to an important email going out only to traders who've purchased accounts before Sunday, April 27th at 5 p.m. That's when that cutoff time was. While sales have continued to climb since we implemented the rule change, the payouts on accounts with new rules have created a situation where over the last week, we paid out 87% of revenue, which, as we all know, is unsustainable. Once we implement this retroactive rule, we will see an immediate correction in payouts versus revenues that will safeguard the Top One futures opportunity for the entire community. Because the number one foundational core value at Top One is trust, we are offering a refund to anyone who has not yet received a payout if they choose that option. We know how much you care about your community and the trust they place in you, and we feel the same way about our relationship with you. You've played a huge role in building Top One Futures into the fastest growing firm in the industry, and we're deeply grateful. This email reflects our commitment to long-term sustainability and to protecting our amazing opportunity we've created together for the future. not just the short term. Below is the email traders will receive in approximately 2 hours. That's insane. So this is an email they must have sent out to their affiliates. It got leaked on social media, and this is what's going on there. And this is a big problem, because if the firm in 1 week has paid out 87% of its revenue, that's basically 90% of its revenue. I mean, if I was the owner right there and there, said, well, I'm not getting paid this month, because if we're going to write this ship because we severely screwed up, then the owners can get paid and executives shouldn't be paid. And the only people that should be getting paid are very simple: the traders, the day-to-day employees, and their subcontractors. Executives and owners, in my opinion, should not be getting paid. I don't know if they are or aren't. I have no idea. But if they want to right the ship, then for the month, those people, in my opinion, shouldn't get paid. And below you see the email that the traders are going to be getting. You received this message because you purchased your trading account before Sunday, April 27th at 5 p.m. prior to our update rules going into effect. In the spirit of full transparency, we want to explain what's changing, why it's necessary, and what it means for your account. Why is the change needed? When we launched Top One Futures, our goal was to be one of the most trader-friendly prop firms in the industry. Our initial rules reflected that, but in hindsight, they were too generous to be sustainable at scale. While our sales have continued growing rapidly under the new rules, we're still exposed to a large payout liabilities from accounts operating under the original terms. Over the past week, our payout to sales ratio was 87%, primarily due to payouts to accounts on the old rules. This is obviously not sustainable. So where's the rest of it? Here you go. Your options. Option 1, continue trading with bonuses. If you'd like to keep trading, your account will shift to our new rules as of Sunday, May 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I imagine that when you signed your agreements with these accounts, there must be a clause in there that allows them to apply rules retroactively. And if that's the case, well, then, these are the options you're going to have, and that's what it is. Does it make it right? No, in my opinion, of course, it doesn't make it right, but it begs the question whether or not this was something that was kind of almost planned from the beginning and got out of hand here towards the middle of this launch. If you'd like to keep trading your account, you will shift to the new rules as of Sunday, May 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time before the market opens. While the thresholds are slightly stricter, they are still among the most generous in the industry, and to show our appreciation, we're including the bonuses you'll see below. New payout targets. First payout, 5% profit required. Second payout, 4% profit required. Third payout, 3% profit required. New payout caps: 150K account, $3,500, 100K account, $3,000, 50K account, $2,500, and 25K account, $1,500. Then you have bonuses just for you. So because according to our records, you have not received a payout, we'd like to offer you the following bonuses to continue to trade with us. A 10% stackable discount coupon to your next purchase. This is 10% in addition to whatever promotion we have going on. If we're running a 40% discount, you can use this code to get 50% off. 12 months of ASFX TV, daily live trading, Futures 101 and 2.0 courses on $1,164 value, so $1,164 value according to them. No idea. If your account is more than 1% drawdown right now, we'll include a free reset. And then you have option 2. Option 2 is request a refund before Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that means option 2, you must request before Sunday at 5 p.m., which would be May 11th. So you better, if you were on vacation and you got this email and you obviously didn't see it, and now it's Monday and you're walking into your desk or your office and you're sitting down opening up your email for the first time and you see this, you're like, well, shit, I'm stuck now with, not being able to get a refund and having to trade with these new rules on these accounts. So that's what's going on with that. And in my opinion, it starts to have like the trend, that old trend, and I hope it doesn't go down this route because it's not good for the industry. It's not good for the traders. It's not good for the employees. But this is exactly almost to the T how FFF went down in November of last year. But it doesn't even end here. You'd think this would be the only piece of news that comes out from this firm over the weekend. Check this out. Do you guys remember this video?
What's up, traders? Matt here. Have a very exciting announcement. We have our first payout with Top One Futures, and never in a million years would I have imagined it would be this person. In fact, when I saw it in our system earlier today, I thought, we're being punked. Someone is testing something and they just put this name in there. Our first payout is going out to no other than Brett Simba. You know Brett as the owner and CEO of Traderify, one of the very largest futures prop firms in the world. And so, Brett, congratulations. Thank you for trading with us. I couldn't imagine a better person to receive that first payout. So thank you once again. Congratulations, and we'll talk soon.
So you guys remember how excited he was apparently when Brett Simba from Traderify was their very first payout. He even made this X post because this is directly on their X top one futures. You know, you got your little gold check mark there and everything. You know, we'll go ahead and move this down some. There you go, boom. And he was excited. Brett Simba, you know, and look, as crazy as it sounds, excited to announce our very first payout went out to the legend himself, Brett Simba, who, as you know, is one of the owner of Traderify Funding. Congrats, Brett. We couldn't be more proud to have you be our first. And Brett Simba, as you know, Traderify Funding. If you want to try them out, coupon code all caps JESSEW is going to get you the deepest discount available. Right now, it ranges between 30 to 40% off, depending if you're a new trader to them or if you're just, you know, repurchasing another account. But they were excited, right? That excitement was very short-lived because check this out. Here you go. And now top one bans Brett Simba. I told you guys a while back to be careful of this firm and be aware. Brett Simba, I got a payout on my first account. I bought because the rules were too easy, and I buy all my competition's accounts to research workflows and constantly adapt to newcomers. They used my payout as marketing. I got another. And then when I was getting towards my third on another account, he told me that I am now banned for breaching contract, the following below. So basically, when it fit their agenda, I was allowed to trade, but not when I started to make too much and criticize the company. And then this is apparently, it looks like a text message that he received. And the message reads as follows. I was hoping we could be friendly, and I was excited having you as our first payout, but have gotten messages from people with you saying we won't last 90 days, making disparaging remarks, etc. So we're going to honor our trader agreement that says we don't allow owners or executives from other companies to trade with us and to close out you and Vinny's account. Well, it's not that you're honoring your trader agreement. It's that you are choosing to exercise a clause within your contract that allows you to cancel this person's account because they happen to be an executive or an owner of another company. So the problem here is very simple. When Brett bought an account and they let him trade, they in essence decided that that part of their contract was null and void. And I don't see how they can just decide out of nowhere that now they can exercise that clause in the contract. I'm no lawyer. Maybe it is possible. But in my opinion, if he has an account with them and they know that he is who he is and they let him trade that account regardless of that fact, then that portion of that contract has been agreed upon between both parties to be completely ignored, meaning they cannot exercise it willy-nilly here just because they so choose to. I don't know, man. I could be wrong. If an attorney's watching this right now, maybe you can educate me on that statement I just made, based on my layman's opinion of just understanding what the contract is talking about. Now, this is a problem. And I'll tell you why this is a problem. And I'm going to give props to another prop because they haven't done this. They haven't done this to bigger names than Brett, bigger names than me. And they haven't done it to me. And that's Top Step. I've been very critical of Top Step's moves as of late, all the while still saying where they're good at and saying that they are a top firm in the industry. Okay. And they haven't booted me out and I've gotten my payouts. Why? Because I follow the trading rules. If you're following the trading rules, there should be nothing else, no other reason that a firm can kick you out outside of things like having to ban a certain country because of regulations outside of a firm's control. That's it. But banning him now because they saw or heard that he said they won't last 90 days based off of the freaking rules that we're all seeing is a pretty nasty low blow. And it shows that it's being led emotionally, and a company being led emotionally isn't necessarily something that gives me the warm and fuzzy feelings that they're going to be around and that they're being led properly and that they're being led by someone that knows what they're doing and can handle criticism, can handle these moves that they need to make in order to make this company sustainable in the long term. And it seems that I'm not the only one that's thinking that something's awry here because normally you don't see what I'm about to show you happen in such a way. it seems like affiliates are starting to take a step back away from this company. Every single one of them took off the affiliate symbol on Twitter too. And this was posted by Mass Trader Rick. Is it true? Well, one of their leading affiliates was the guy that I talked about in that very first video when I first brought this firm on the channel and said, guys, I'm not sure about this firm. Be very careful, be very wary. I'm not touching it as a trader, and I'm most definitely not touching it as an affiliate. I said these things right out of the gate, right when they launched. And this guy right here was one of their main, or is their main affiliate, or one of their main affiliates. And he no longer has that little symbol here. And it seems a lot of their affiliates no longer have that little magical symbol. I don't even know how you get that symbol, to be honest, but it seems that most of them, if not all of them, have been taking off that symbol, the logo from the company that shows that they are an affiliate of said company. That is huge. That is a telltale sign here that there is possibly a problem that these people are seeing, and they're starting to distance themselves from that company. Again, I hope that this company can make things work, do right by traders, because the industry does not need another black eye, and these traders need not lose money. At a minimum, just like I said, when fast track trading, at a minimum, traders must get refunded, even if it's past Sunday. So if on Monday a trader rolls around, on Tuesday or on Wednesday, they have not traded that account, they come in and it's like, hey, I just saw this email. Hey, I just saw this piece of news. I don't want to trade with the new rules. Give me a refund. The company should give them that refund and not force them to trade in the retroactive rules. The only way that applying rules retroactively works, in my opinion, I guess the cleanest possible way to do it is kind of how they're doing it, where they're telling traders, hey, we're going to apply these rules retroactively. We're very sorry. If you don't want to continue using them, take a refund and go about your way. It sucks if you have a crap ton of profit in your account, right? I mean, it might be more business to try to get a payout out of there, even under the new caps, versus getting a refund. But that's going to be completely up to the trader. But if you want to get that refund, they're offering it. And if you want to move away from them, I would take that refund or take a payout if you can, and then move on. That's completely up to you as a trader. Or if you like the new rules, or at least agree with the new rules and think you can trade within them, then you continue trading. But step by step, this is showing up to be quite the shit show. Reminds me a lot of FTT. And what I want us to realize here is that there are signs that you can see when a firm launches, whether or not they might have problems. What are those signs? Let me show them. So when a brand new firm comes out and the rules seem too good to be true, well, that in itself is already a sign of possible future issues. It doesn't mean you have to stay away, and it doesn't mean you can't trade them. I mean, if you're one of the first ones to trade before the rules change, you probably could make a lot of money if you're a profitable trader. And I mean, even I'll be looking at those, and if they pop out and I can squeeze them, I will. Will I affiliate and promote them on YouTube? Absolutely not. But I will go ahead and try to squeeze some money out of them, knowing damn well that within a few weeks to a month, they're probably going to change the rules. So if they have rules that are way too easy to get a lot of money out of them really quickly, that is one red possible flag. Then they change rules 3 to 6 weeks into the launch. They change rules and then apply them non-retroactive to seem like the nice guy, to seem like they're doing it properly. They're doing it, in my opinion, the proper way to change a rule, period. But if they're changing it there because things are getting really nasty, well, then that's already sign number 2 that there could be a problem. And then sign number 3 is basically just busting out with, hey, we're changing all the rules right now. You ain't got a choice other than a refund at best, or continue trading with the new rules because our shit's about to go bankrupt. Those 3 signs are signs of a firm that has solvency issues, in my opinion, and you need to be careful with them. So if you trade with them, that's fine and dandy. Get your payouts, put them in the pocket. Me personally, I won't be touching them, much less buying a lot of accounts, because you just never know when it can go south. This is another reason why I'm so selective on what firms I partner with and what firms I promote, what firms I affiliate with, and what firms I trade with in the long term. That's it. It's very simple for me. So you have to be very careful, especially in the straight to funding space. What are the rules? If the rules seem like too good to be true, well, they probably are too good to be true, and you might get lucky if you're early on and put some money in your pocket, but in the long term, expect those rules to be changed. And if they're not changed, then expect possible rug pull, because it's just exactly what happened with fast track trading back in 2024. And that's it for me today, guys. I hope you got something out of the video. Any questions about it or any other firms, drop it in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I upload my next video, and go live. I go live Wednesdays at 9:15 a.m. and I hope to catch you on another one. Peace.